Is it hiking or is it bushcraft? Today we're going to talk about the basics of what bushcraft is. Hey guys, Justin with Backyard Bushcraft. So I'm often asked, what the hell is bushcraft? What I can tell you it's not is hiking. Hiking to me is a great activity. You get to go out and see some beautiful views, you hike some beautiful trails, get to experience Mother Nature in a different way, and then usually at the end of the day you're hiking back to where you started from, and that's all she wrote. Whereas bushcraft, you're not really hiking for that long of a distance. It might be anywhere from a half mile to a mile at most. You have a pack on your back that's going to pretty much set up camp, whether it be for a day or for a night or two. You're going to set your camp up. You're going to do whatever chores around camp that you want to do, projects around camp that you want to do. You utilize what you have around you to make that outdoor living more comfortable. So the term bushcraft could be extremely overwhelming, especially if you go do a basic search on the internet. You're going to come across millions of different types of gear that you can have. What's better than this? What's better than that? What I'm here to do today is just give you the basics of what you're going to need to get yourself started in bushcraft. You don't need to be an experienced outdoorsman. You don't need to tie the most sophisticated knots, and you don't need to know how to carve every notch and every piece of wood out there. What you do need is just a foundation, and then you go out and you have your own experiences and you build from there. So if you're an avid outdoors guy, or you're in like the prepper or survival world, the name Dave Canterbury should be pretty familiar for you. Self-RelianceOutfitters.com. He runs a survival school. I believe it's called Pathfinder. He's got a system, the 5 C's of survivability. This is the basic foundation for starting your bushcraft adventures. And before I forget, obviously guys, full disclosure, I do have an Amazon Associates page. All of the items that I will list today, I will have on that page. If you click the link and you happen to go and get one of those items, obviously I will get some type of kickback. It definitely helps me out. It definitely helps the page out. And I really appreciate you checking it out. So Dave Canterbury's 5 C's of survivability are pretty much right here in front of you. The first C stands for cutting. The second C stands for combustion. The third C is for cover. The fourth C is for some type of container, and the fifth C is cordage. What we're going to do today real quick is we're going to go over those 5 C's to get you started on something basic. So when you do want to put a kit together, this will give you some ideas, and all of these ideas are very, very affordable. So one of the most important tools that you're going to have when you're a bushcrafter is your axe. This is a Husqvarna axe. It's about 18 inches. I believe it's a carpenter's axe. All I did was search on Amazon, believe it or not, what is the best bushcraft axe, and this is what came up. I took a shot, I tried it. I did have other axes or hatchets that I were using at the time, but this was probably one of the best purchases that I've made. It's been through a lot with me, and so far it hasn't let me down. So along with an axe as your secondary cutting tool when it comes to bushcrafting, you're gonna want to find yourself a really good knife. You don't have to spend a ton of money to get yourself a real quality knife. As a matter of fact, one of the very first knives I started out with was a Mora. If you're an outdoor person, you're a camper, some type of survivalist again, or prepper, you're going to be very familiar with this type of knife. Very comfortable in the hand. The grip is very sharp out of the box, and you can see I've beat the heck out of this thing a few times. But again, a very good knife, very quality for beginning when it comes to the bushcraft world, and it will really take care of whatever projects you have around the camp. So one of the last cutting tools that I like to have to pretty much complete the circle as far as axe, knife, saw is my Bajo hand saw. Very comfortable. Again, this thing's been through thick and thin with me. Never had a problem with it. Very affordable, very basic. And I highly recommend you, again, those 3 items as far as a basic kit when it comes to your cutting for one of your 5 C's of survivability. You have your axe, you have your knife, and you have your saw. Perfect. So the next C in your kit should be combustion. Very basic, very simple. You don't need anything fancy or expensive. I carry a fire kit here with me in my pack, And just some of the basic items are UCO fireproof and windproof matches. I have a flint and steel for when I want to start fire a little bit more primitively. I also have a lighter, because you can't ever go wrong with a Bic lighter. And then you also have a ferrocerium rod. So you don't have to carry all of these items with you. The fireproof and windproof matches, a Bic lighter, but more importantly than anything, I would have to say your ferrocerium rod is probably gonna never let you down when it comes to throwing sparks and getting some type of tinder or some type of combustible material started for you if you need a fire. Rain, wind, snow, it doesn't matter. You know how to use a ferrocerium rod. This is gonna throw sparks regardless, and you're gonna be able to get your fire started. So the next C in your beginner bushcraft pack is gonna be something for cover. This is a 9x9 oilcloth tarp that I use from Cold Cracker Bushcraft. It's a little on the pricey side, I'm not gonna lie. However, it's a little heavier than most tarp shelters that you could use, whether it be like something from a Home Depot or be like a poncho aside. If the weather changes, keeps you dry, if it happens to rain. And I do happen to have a video that I made when it comes to making different types of shelters with that tarp. I highly recommend to check it out. I used it when I was up in Pennsylvania at Cold Cracker's class. It poured on us for 5, 6, 7 hours, and it kept me and my gear completely dry. You don't have to go that route when it comes to an affordability type standpoint. However, this is something I chose after realizing that weather does change and this thing does really work. So the next C in your beginner bushcraft kit is going to be a container. I happen to use here something from Pathfinder, Self-Reliance Outfitters, Dave Canterbury's company. This thing is great. Again, this is awesome. You have to be able to, in the bush, you have to be able to drink water. You have to be able to sanitize that water. And the only way to 100% sanitize your water without using any type of purification tablets is by boiling that water. The reason I like this particular one is not only are you getting a container that you can boil right in the water, but it also comes with a cup that you can cook in, and also this is like a stove, so you could just you feed the material underneath for your fire. You could put your cup on top. More importantly, this right here goes right in the fire, and you're able to sanitize your water so you can drink and not have to worry about any bacteria getting inside of you or viruses getting inside of you. Just as a side note, normally when you buy a container, you want to try to get a container that will hold 32 ounces of water. Reason being, if you are the type of person that would prefer a water tablet to purify your water with, or some other type of water purification process, most tablets that you use are designed for 32 ounces of water, and it's just easier when you're outside in the woods to know that the container you're filling up is 32 ounces, made for that tab of for that water purifier, and you're good to go there. So the final C of your beginner bushcraft kit is cordage. Okay, I have a hank of 550 cord here. I have some number 18 bank line here that I carry with me, and this right here is my ridge line for my shelter, for my cup. So I'll put a link up in the video regarding the bag that I use. All right, here we have it. This is not really a name brand. It does say 99% handmade on it. To be quite honest, I'm not 100% positive if that's the name of the brand or the name of the company. What I can tell you is it came from Turkey. I got it on the internet. It's all handmade, and it took about 3 to 4 weeks to receive. This bag, like I said, I will have a link in my video that goes over this bag a little bit, carrying all my stuff. I was getting prepared for the Cold Cracker Bushcraft class, and you can check that out. So that's your basic beginner bushcraft kit. Very simple, very affordable. You don't need a million pounds of gear to carry with you into the woods. Again, you're not hiking. You're probably going to trek somewhere from a half a mile to maybe a mile to wherever your camp is, and you'll be able to enjoy yourself with just the basics that we went over. A few other things that I threw into my kit that I've come to learn that you're gonna need just to make life a little bit more comfortable for you. You're gonna want some bug spray. I have some Promethean here. You could put this on your gear. You could put this on your clothing. You do not want to put this on your skin. This will take care of any ticks or any creepy crawlies in the area. Also, I like to use some bug spray. So one of the things I did happen to add to my kit also that I found to have, just to give me a little peace of mind in case I do happen to get myself hurt out there, just a little first aid kit, nothing crazy. It definitely comes in handy if you do happen to nick yourself with a knife or get yourself all scraped up. So one other thing that I've added to my kit is a headlamp. Again, you do not have to carry a headlamp if you're going on a little day trip, but sometimes your day trip turns into a night trip or an overnight type trip, or you get stuck in the woods a little longer than you like, and it's always good to have some type of light so you can see where the heck you're going. One other thing I like to carry with me in my bushcrafting kit is a haversack. I'm not going to be carrying my backpack around with me all day long. This folds down to something about this size. It's pretty small, very easy to store away. But again, if I do happen to want to go forage, or I do happen to want to go and collect some type of firewood or any type of material for a project that I'm going to do around camp, I'll have my haversack that I can carry with me, and I'll have my tools in there so I can keep my hands free. So that's it today, guys. A very simple beginner bushcraft kit that you could put together, very affordable, not really overwhelming. You can go into the woods and you can really enjoy yourself. Whether it be for a day trip or whether it be for an overnighter, the basic 5 C's of survivability, or the 5 C's of your basic bushcraft kit, is something that you can use and build upon to really make your experience that much more enjoyable. Don't be overwhelmed by all the nonsense and all the websites and all the information that's out there. Keep it very simple. Come across millions of websites. You're going to come across tons of gear. Obviously, this is something very basic, very simple. You don't need much more than this to really enjoy yourself. Again, guys, like I said earlier, I do have the Amazon Associates page. I really appreciate you checking that out. I really hope this video helped you out. Maybe it points you in the right direction, helps you with some gear selection. It really doesn't need to be as overwhelming as it seems. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and of course, ring that bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. I really appreciate you checking me out today. This is Justin with Backyard Bushcraft, signing out.